cloud, and so a lot of my cooking tree, it pulls it up and I can go and look at the budget all I want, but when I go to get printed, the place doesn't. But some kind of setting or something. But then again, we probably print budget.
9 o'clock?
Y'all ready?
I don't have a budget yet, sorry, we print out, just print for me.
Well, I've got 100 people.
Yeah, I need one print out there, I left mine in my other truck.
Well, I'm printing out the ones that y'all asked for.
You get us one of the double column, but
Yeah,
last
it
year
has
and this
triple
year.
column, triple.
Or a plunder.
So do you need a few minutes before we start?
Yeah, I'll Gina's print them out, okay,
That's
just
fine.
don't bear with me.
Y'all get a shower anywhere last night? You get
210.
out there between Holland and Camp Springs, one of those spots, there's water running down the bar ditch. Couldn't hardly believe it, I ain't seen that in years.
Have to settle the dirt. They're just there in town. Thunders act like it's gonna do something, but just act. But I ain't griping.
No, anything better than nothing. Anything be a sandstorm.
And I think Gordon ought to do prayer everything time.
There you go, if it make a little
It
shine.
rained a little bit. Started something, we got finished it.
It works, hey, I'm gonna pray for a few other things then.
Yeah, for real.
You go see if Gina's going.
Joe, if you step on that?
Just hit print.
Most of it.
Or take a jet map.
That's over 100 miles. I should move this meeting to 10.
We're not getting one for a judge, but he's not in here, so he can just wait on him. We're gonna press some more sandwiches.
Okay.
They're still printing?
Still printing a couple of copies if anybody wants one. And I'll just look at my computer, hopefully, yeah.
Ready to start, or you wanna wait for the next copy? y'all wanna start yet? And this one's gonna be easy, nobody will say that.
It'll take me a little bit, unless you don't wanna go through the page by page together, and go through this, then we can come up with whatever Tanner got's going on here, and get started.
So for the sheriff's side, we propose to go back to last year's budget,
Okay.
since we we went past it this year. So that'll make some cutbacks. Also, we want to take away the request for a raise for our department.
Okay, so do you happen to know how much it's gonna save us? Do you have any kind of numbers on that or
No, I
not?
do not.
Do you, Becky, if you go
Okay.
back to last year, give us some numbers on
Okay,
that.
so on the county sheriff right now, I went back to last year's numbers, but I did adjust where they were short because they're short. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't put in any requests that they did, I just adjusted like I do with the rest of the budget. So on the sheriff's budget, it was 543,107 is the current budget that he had at the start of the year. And then with the adjustments, it's 543,607.
How much was the original raises did you put in for? What was percent?
5%?
5%.
Judge didn't have money in the cat house,
Sheriff says forgive him for not being here, he has some personal matters to take care of today.
Okay.
right? Thank you, Gina.
He also said that he would draw on the additional requests for funds for the projects that we were wanting to do.
Well, that's kind of what I was wondering, I didn't add in any of the new projects, because I didn't know if they're gonna approve them or what they were gonna do. So,
Some of these new projects, can't we use this ARPA fund on that?
I mean,
Make that
so-
work?
yeah, you can use ARPA fund on whatever
You
you
know, if
want.
they come up short, why
As
are
long as
we
it's not-
trying to cut all this stuff when instead of making them budget for like IT or something, anything we use ARPA fund, use it for?
Well, you can't use the ARPA funds for anything in the budget, but you can use it for
Well,
things
it's
that
different
come
next
in.
year, we hadn't budgeted for it yet.
Well, that's
so-
like, yeah, I mean, just clarify with Judge, but I'm pretty sure you can use it for whatever you want.
So that would be something we can say this thing, make it work, you know?
We're willing to do whatever it takes to keep the jail open.
Well, I am too, where's that Dover sitting at right now? At your pit? I'd like to go out there and see how many hours on that thing, you know, we agreed about a year ago to put that on Purple Wave and sell it. I'd be willing to give my portion to the sheriff's department to keep that thing open, and y'all willing to do that? You can sell that thing, let's put it to the sheriff's department, keep this jail going, that'd be one little lick right there, what do you think? 60,000, 80,000 right there?
Whatever.
Now, let's go get the hours off of it, and look at it, get some pictures of it.
Or can you give me a total?
I can, another day.
Yeah, give me a total and then I can see where we're at.
Okay.
Cause I didn't know yesterday whether to, you know, I didn't know what the total would be. I mean, I know that Sam's yesterday was like 29,000.
So, let's say if we could come up there 60, 80,000 on that bulldozer we sold, it, how far off would we be doing after them withdrawing their raises or ever, extra or whatever? Still think they need a raise, no matter what, everybody needs a raise in some way
I
we can
think
do
that
it.
should be across the board, I don't think that
Everybody.
should be.
Okay, I printed out something just so that you can visually like see it, because sometimes you can tell me all day long, but if I don't see it. This is what, just a snippet of what people make up here. Of right as of today. Like as of, or yesterday, when I got it.
This is without the raise.
Yeah, that's what they've made so far this year as of yesterday. Okay.
You know, y'all got any other ideas where we can make this thing work?
I'm looking.
Peggy, what
How much
numbers do
It
you
may
money
not
we-
be something to work, but I'm just looking at with all the interest and stuff we're paying on our equipment, stuff like that. Got the money in the general fund, why can't we borrow it,
Miss Becky,
Yeah.
what numbers do you
buy
need
these
from us?
things? Go
What
ahead.
numbers do you need from
The
us?
numbers for whatever y'all need to get that jail, like, you know, all the stuff you asked for, like what Sam did yesterday and what all that y'all asked for. If you give me a total, then we'll know how much money we need to come up with, cause I didn't know for sure. I mean, we've been to court so much. There's been a bunch of stuff, I didn't wanna miss anything.
I just remember hearing yesterday, roughly $250,000 is what we need to make a difference.
That, the 250,000 yesterday was with the raises in there, I think, which was a 5% across the board. And then when Judge took out the law enforcement center, we were to the positive, like 300,000. So, but like right now, it's 80,000, but that's no raises, that's no adjustment of anything.
So 80,000, that goes with just nearly take care of that thing.
What are you gonna sell next year?
We'll take a pay cut, can't we? The commissioners, all of us knock off 20,000 off our pay, and let the judge and county attorney do that, and that would cover it right there, if we're here for the county. Ain't that what it's all about? We do whatever we gotta do to make this thing work for our citizens.
It's kinda like borrowing money to the budget, you know, I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, we put several $100,000 in the budget every year. We had like $3 million, and I got here, and what we got now, in our total, what we have,
How
fund
much,
money, or whatever you wanna call it, what is it, $6 million and something dollars?
We got 5, I think, Jim,
We
no,
had
5.
maybe 3 when I started, we're putting money in there, there's no reason to close the jail down over $200,000, we're putting several $100,000
I don't
back
think-
into our county every year.
how much did we spend on that airport recently? How many 100,000 did we spend on it? 400,000 on an airport that hardly nobody
Nobody in
uses.
the county
And we need
benefits
a
from
jail
it.
a whole lot worse than we need an airport. That's just, we should have sold that thing, or we still can sell that thing, whatever we gotta do, but.
I think there's a grant that they're doing right now, the ramp grant on that airport, just for information, that there's gonna be some money coming in for the airport.
I think it's just a money pit, all that thing is, no more people use it.
How many people from the county actually use that?
I don't know if any from the county uses it.
That's what I thought.
Some of them.
It's supposed to be here for the county's benefit, not for somebody else's benefit from somewhere else.
We can still go through this, there may be some cuts we can do, I hadn't had time to go through it all, but just give us a few minutes and we'll see if there's anywhere else we can go.
Well, right now, you don't have to make any cuts, but if you give any raises.
That's for
then-
nobody getting a raise in the whole county, or
There's
just the
no-
sheriff's department?
There's no raises in that budget at all.
Surely we can come up and cut somewhere if we had to give, how much would we have to give everybody a 5% raise in the county?
Was that 120?
120,000 we had to come up with?
I think it was about 129 when it changed.
129?
Yeah, I think, let me look.
That's keeping the jail,
Just keeping the jail and giving everybody a 5% raise.
I mean, keeping the jail and no raise.
That's still with the jail budgeted in there. I think what Judge is trying to get you to understand is that the wind turbine money is about $700,000 a year, and when that goes away, we will be in the hole, $700,000.
We're just
So-
looking at this year, keeping it open this year.
I'm just telling information, Commissioner Martin, I'm just giving some
That's
information.
one of them doom and gloom things, that say, well, we'll never get no money again, when there's at least 3 rounds of wind towers that I know people already got signed contracts on, so that money's gonna be there. Saying that we're gonna run out of money, but there's some kind of energy's gonna be in Fisher County.
It was just telling you that money that's in the budget for the revenue for the wind turbine keeps us rolling. That's all I'm trying to say.
I understand that.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. That keeps us going.
So Becky, can you tell me for the added cost, we're wanting to Crown Commissary and Sterling for our video visitation and our commissary account, and the life check for the inmates over there and for the Justice Solutions. Are them already been paid for?
Well, I'd have to look, but no, I think I just wrote a check for a life check yesterday.
It was just a small,
It was a small check.
small check, like $375 or something
Yeah,
like
and I
that.
don't think all that's in y'all's budget, that's why I say I took it back down to so when I say we have 80,000 right now, I'm sure that's gonna be gone by the time we add whatever y'all need to finish out with projects. But
Sure.
like Commissioner Martin said, we do have that ARP money that we could use to do, like, I don't know about your water plumbing over there, did you figure out?
That plumbing deal, that's a mystery, it's like Bigfoot.
No.
I can't find it. Jack Brown
We
can't
need
find
a
it.
number of what needs to be added, so that way we'll know.
Okay.
Okay, right, let's just go through this and see if we can find some money. If we need to, utilities, and last year said you spent 25,000, but you got 35,000 budget, there's 10,000 right there.
They're short on utilities, Commissioner Martin, right now, they're short on utilities.
What shows actual expense on this is 25,000.
We still have 2 months, and let me look real quick.
Okay, you have the 20, but, oh, this is 21.
Are you on the law enforcement center? Let me catch up with you, is that where you're at?
No, I'm on maintenance building and grounds right now, I ain't got that far.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the law enforcement.
No, I'm just going through this whole thing, seeing where we can cut some money out of. Page 5.
So you're on non-departmental, I don't have a book, so I'm asking. I'm
No,
not-
it's on maintenance building and grounds, page 5.
Maintenance building and grounds, that's what I need to know.
And that says 21, so that's, actual expense is 21. So I don't know how that would still have 2 months left in 21.
Are you on the utilities? So 35,000 for the utilities, and you got 25, so we still got 2 months.
But this is year 21 actual expense.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. You could cut some out of there, but what I'm telling you is you can't cut out down to 25, because that's what we've already spent. So we'll have to add some in there.
Becky, tell me again, what, without the raises,
Without the raises right now, without
yeah, without
the
all that.
sheriff's stuff that we need to add, we're 80,000.
Okay, what's the amount we need to get to 5% raises?
129, I think.
129, okay.
Okay, it says non-departmental, we have software for auditor and treasurer, 40,000. Is that still gonna happen or not?
Well, I don't know, it just depends on if we can find I'm looking at 2 softwares right now, and they don't have everything on one of the PO on there, the purchasing orders. And so, the one software that I was looking at, they're adding it, but they don't have it done yet.
So it's where we can get our own PO numbers or no, that software?
No,
Okay, so I don't see why we can't use that. We don't even have a system in place yet that we're gonna purchase.
so if you
for
don't give us,
40,000.
if you don't give us money for the software and it comes up next year, then me and Gina can't get new software.
Yeah, you can. You can take that out of something else that's not budgeted for, can't you?
Where are we
General
gonna get
fund or-
40,000 out of the budget to fund our software? Are we gonna take it out of your fuel?
If I had to, I'm willing to do what I have to do. Be a team player here.
We still have to keep 10,000 in that, right, Becky, though, even
Yeah,
though.
we still have to pay for the software we have. But I think think you would not be good to take out that 40,000 and it comes around and we don't have the money for it. It's a
Well,
budget
this
item.
is something we need now, that's not something we don't have to have right now, that's the difference.
Well, if we don't budget for it, we can't get it unless it's an emergency. That's the way it's supposed to work.
So if we go back to last year's budget and we don't get any raises, will that put us in the sheriff's office?
Yeah, right now I've got it back to like it was, and we're 80 plus right now. But that doesn't include all the stuff you're asking for.
Okay, for 80 plus, it's 120 something or whatever for the raises, so we're not that far off. That dozer would nearly take care of that thing, wouldn't it? We'd sell it and make this thing work. Give everybody a 5% raise and keep that jail open.
Well, we've got that tractor too, that 4430 that since they didn't have the farm sale, we need to, I need to get it,
You know,
sold somewhere.
I may have an equipment trailer, would bring probably $8,000-10,000 or something. If I had to, I could put it in for sale too. If that's what they take, keep this jail going and give everybody a raise that deserves one.
Well, you're gonna have to budget these numbers in here. So all I'm saying is, we can budget it, but if it's a negative, I don't know that people are gonna vote for a deficit budget.
Also, yesterday we found a mistake in the numbers that Judge Holt had. And what he thinks that we're having to pay for the inmates a day, it's gonna be half of that. Because he's
I'm
got,
not gonna talk on what Judge
I know, I'm
Holt's
just
numbers
saying
are,
that-
because
but
he's
this
a
is-
number guy.
yeah, this is where we can save money though, is that, cause he's got us down for 2 jailers per shift and 2 dispatchers per shift. And we don't have that, we have 1 jailer and 1 dispatcher. So his numbers went from 115 down to 57.
I mean, I can't speak on what Judge Holt, he'll have to wait till he comes in here.
You talking about on a daily as of right now?
Yes, sir.
You've got 1 jailer, 1 dispatcher?
On a shift, yes, sir. And at nighttime, it's the same way, we have 1 jailer and 1 dispatcher.
Well, we've got a lot of overtime,
Yeah, why we have so much overtime?
Because when people get sick, or when we lose a person, or they quit, or they get fired, then we don't have no extra bodies to put in there. So you have to use a person that's already has a full schedule to be put in there for overtime. We don't have no part-time staff.
People had COVID.
Well, I just handed out a sheet just for information on what everybody's making. And the jailers right now, several of them are making more than elected officials. Just so that we know that.
That's due to the overtime, due to people being sick.
Yeah, it's because of the overtime, but I'm just letting you know that that's kind of where it is right now. There's so much overtime that they're making more than somebody that's been here 20 years at the
Well,
courthouse.
every time somebody has to pull a shift, that's 12 more hours, because we're on 12-hour shifts. So that's 12 hours of overtime there.
Right.
We don't get to 8 hours a day, we're 24/7. And we have to have bodies there. We have to have 1 dispatcher, and we have to have 1 jailer there at all times, no matter what.
Right, I'm just letting you know that right now, as it looks on the payroll, that there's several that's making,
Yeah, and
I'm
I'm
just
just
letting
saying,
the
y'all
court know
don't
when they
have
go to do
overtime because
raises.
you don't have to worry about that.
Somebody's gotta cover a shift, no matter what.
If y'all are out, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have somebody there. We do,
Robin, I'm
that's
not
where.
saying that you don't have to, I'm just telling you the facts, I'm just telling you numbers, that's what we're working on, is numbers, just letting the court know the numbers.
Somebody that works 50 hours ought to make more than somebody works 40 or 30 or 20.
20 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good thought, but we don't look at it like that. We look at it as we have to cover a shift. If we work 50 hours a week, then that's what we have to do, just cover the shifts. You can't, like, Robin calls in sick, that's okay, cause she's the jail administrator. But if a jailer calls in sick and we have to call somebody else in, no matter who we call in, they're gonna be on overtime, cause we have no slack staff. We have no part-time staff. So everybody's already at 36 and 48 hours, that's our schedule. So if we call in somebody else in, if they're on their short week, which is 36 hours, then 4 more hours, they're at 40 hours, and then 8 hours is overtime. But we can't get away from that because we're only budgeted for 10 people.
It might be 12. Make more sense to hire another part-time person, if you could find one, that's the problem, you can't find one.
We don't have nobody in our application
Yeah.
pool.
We have no applicants.
That's the problem.
We did the math before and all the benefits that you get. Hiring 3 people versus paying 2 people to do the same job as a wash, it's the same money. It doesn't matter if you're paying them overtime or whether you're paying 3 people to do what, or paying 2 people to do what 3 people do, paying them overtime, it's the same money, if you're not saving money, but overtime is not a problem, I don't think.
Well, it always comes up, overtime always comes up, but
Yeah, it's
when
something.
people wanna take a vacation, we don't have nobody to fill in, so we have to use full-time staffing to fill them 4 or 5 shifts that person's off. So somebody's always gonna get overtime money, because there's no slack staff.
And we have that factored in, because, for example, like Robbins, I have averaged in there for 9 hours per payroll. And you and Lois, I have y'all averaged to have 10 hours per payroll. And your dispatchers to have, let's see, dispatch, 10 hours per payroll. Every payroll. And that kind of fluctuates, like you said, a little bit in and out, but still I did the payroll and I ran the average. And that's what I did, was average it through those payroll numbers in there. So that's what covers y'all's.
So how much are we over on that average then?
Well, I don't think she's saying you're over, other than you always have a high number there.
Right, but that's what I'm
and your
saying.
Because the
part-time-
sheriff told us when he got a full staff that I'm not saying you won't ever have overtime, I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying when he said you got a full staff, that the overtime would be less, but it seems like that it's been more. And I don't know if that's because people have been sick, I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. That he said that once we get a full staff, we won't have as much overtime, but we have overtime every week, a bunch of overtime.
Well, see, we've also gotta send people to school, and our schools are 3 or
Right.
4 weeks, and when them people go to school, then we've gotta backfill them with full-time people, and that overtime goes by fast.
Right, no,
Within
no,
a-
it
within-
does,
within a
I'm
shift
just
is
letting the
gone.
court know, because I feel like that our county clerk's been here 20+ years, and she deserves a good raise, and that's my feeling on it, that it feels like the elected officials that have been here a long time, and I'm not saying, they don't do shift work like you, they don't work late like you, but they put their names on the line, and they sign a lot of documents, and they do a lot of things, I think they deserve the money. If you've put in 20 years at Fisher County, you should get more money.
Well, I understand
Who's
that.
saying that the elected officials are not getting a raise or not?
I'm just putting that out there that I think they should get a raise.
I think we did
We're
too, I
not,
think we
we're
put that
not
in there.
arguing that. We think yeah, especially like Pat, yeah, she's making shit money for as long as she's been here.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to get a perspective on when you see the numbers, it's different than when you see it on paper. That's
We
why I
even
gave
sat
them,
down
just to
yesterday
let
and
them
talked about
know.
it, is that we'll just, that 5% raise, you guys can keep that, put it back in the budget, and we won't take a raise across the street. You guys can take a 5% raise, and nobody's gonna bitch about that. We're just trying to put money back in so we can keep the jail open.
Yeah,
Not giving that raise is gonna make your numbers, like you're just talking about, worse though, cause you'll have more people quitting and not gonna be able to hire as many people, and you're gonna be short-staffed even more.
We've been short-staffed and been fighting the same fight for years for the overtime. We've never been overstaffed. I can't think of the last time we had a part-time person. Because what happens is, they come in, they get trained, they get their licenses, and figure out that Nolan County pays $10 more an hour, and we're just a stepping stone. So they move on, which,
Well, y'all budgeted last year for a part-time, but we ended up pushing it to the cook,
right,
because we got the part-time cook.
yeah. Yeah, our part-time cook works like an hour in the morning, an hour at lunchtime, an hour in the afternoon. She works 3 hours a day.
And not to mention, after a jailer's been working there for a little while, and then you have a mental subject come in and hit you, and then strip naked and run through the jail, not everybody can handle that. That just happened a couple of months ago.
That's right.
I don't think anybody's arguing what you guys do. I'm just giving the numbers to the
Yes, ma'am,
commissioners so they.
and I'm not trying to be argumentative
Yeah.
or,
I'm just giving the numbers.
it's just, there's people's jobs, the safety of the community, and that's all we're just trying to pretty much say. I understand bills gotta be paid, everybody's gotta pay a bill, but at what cost? Is it gonna be, the safety of the community because our deputies are out transporting somewhere? Or releasing them once we arrest them, because we don't have a facility for them?
I think we owe that service to our citizens to keep them safe, and if that jail will help keep them safe, I think we need to figure out a way to make it work.
But by all means, I'm not trying to make any enemies, I'm just trying to find a solution.
Yeah, like I
Appreciate
said,
that.
I'm just letting them know what the numbers are on the payroll when they get ready to do raises. I just wanted them to be aware of what people actually make.
Appreciate y'all coming here and trying to work with us and find a solution too. It says a lot for y'all. Did you come up with the figure projection on how much interest it would save us on that stuff we pay that equipment off, or?
Well, about 20,000, but that's gonna be, when it's paid off, the first year it'd be about 6,400, and then next year 47, and then 88 the last year, but and from now to 24, it saves us about 20,000 as far as interest goes. And
That's on all equipment, or?
that's all that's on this bill. what's up here on that loader, only it doesn't have it, so I'm figuring that's figured in.
It is
Probably
figured
is
in, is
figured
that-
into it, cause yeah, if finance 40,000 and the two payments are on it is 23,000 or something, so there's $3,360 interest on that thing every year. For that, for 2 years there, so that's, and I may have that.
Guess we could pay that out of the general fund, pay that stuff off, couldn't we?
Doesn't the debt come out before we get our taxes and then we get that percent
You have to budget.
after,
But-
after?
You budget for
But
that.
look, guys, we already turned in your debt to
Yeah.
the appraisal district, so that figure is already added into the INS.
So that,
They have a deadline that I have to turn that in that before she gives us the numbers.
so that won't add the money to our budget to pay it off even, would it? I mean,
You could do it next year, but I've already given her the numbers for this year, so they've already figured that in, your
I don't
debt.
think that's gonna add any money to our budget.
Help next year. or
Yeah, the
something.
money that comes from the appraisal district, those three breakdowns, that 660,000 or 600 for the jail and y'all's debt is already in the budget for the revenue, is what I'm saying. I have to give those numbers to them before, and so that's where those numbers come from, they're already done, and they've already sent out their things. I don't think we can change that this year, we could next year.
So, drug forgery fund only got about 10,000 left in that, is that right?
9,800.
I was busy figuring, so I didn't really catch all this, I just wrote things down. We're 80,000.
We're 80,000 plus right now, we're 80,000 to the good right now.
Do the 5% raise puts us 129 over.
No, I think a 5% raise across the board is I think it's 129.
That's 129,000.
So we'd be short.
Okay, so,
About 20, yeah, I mean short.
it's,
Yeah.
so that software is 40,000, we haven't covered, there's one other deal that come up with 10,000, so we can make this thing work. But we don't have to have that software, and if it comes up, we need it, we'll figure out how to pay for it out of something else, but,
Do you want Gina to get those 5% numbers, let me plug them in and see where we're at?
let's do that, cause we got that 10,000 extra on utilities that we could take out, and we don't have to have, 40,000 on the
Okay, so on the,
software.
hold on for a second, you're gonna go back to the maintenance buildings and grounds. Or you will.
You want me to go get it? Or
Yeah,
you-
yeah, and then I can plug it in. You're talking about the utilities on the maintenance buildings and grounds, you wanna take it down to,
25,000, say we should like a little more, say 26 out, that'd give us 9,000 there, whatever you think. 40,000 out of that, it's a non-departmental line item 0311, software for auditor and treasurer,
so you're gonna get rid of our
$40,000.
software, so we can't buy software if we need to.
If it comes to it, you don't even have a contract or nothing yet, if it comes up, we'll figure out how
Well,
to
you
pay
can't
for
take
it.
out that whole 40,000, because we've gotta pay on what we've got right
Yeah,
now.
we still have like 10,000 on that, right?
I think it's about 10.
Well, let's do it 30,000, we're 40,000, so what, we like 20,000 bucks, surely we can come up with 20,000 bucks here.
So, forgive me for not knowing this, but how do you sell county equipment? What's the process to do that?
We have to declare it salvage.
So, I have some rare AR-15s at the sheriff's office. That's our equipment. And valued, each one of those is roughly about $10,000 because they're so old. I mean, so how would I go about trying to sell those?
I would do it right there, you have to put
I
it,
got 4 of
It's
those.
gotta go through some kind of fire line.
well, you have to
You
approve
put
it
it,
for
put it on an
it.
auction deal like gun broker probably,
Uh-huh.
and,
But just approve it
you'd have to
for it.
go through FFL.
Okay.
You'd have to be sent from
We'll rain at the farm sale, they have the sheriff doing, they sell all the guns, they confiscated, all that kind of thing.
Deal for that.
We can
Safest way to go, to keep you from getting any kind of legal problems would be to go through FFL, I think.
I think we can make this thing work, if everybody just work together, let's make this thing what happen.
I'd have to call FFL dealer and go from there.
Everybody deserves at least 5% raise, cost of living is, everything, everybody gotta have some kind of raise.
Where was we at the time? On here, looking at, how far down the line on it.
Anyway, I sort of went through it, you can see that 40,000 software there that wasn't unspent last year, so if they say there's still 10,000, still we got 30,000 extra to play with there. Then you had that 10,000 utilities or 9,000 that's over budget, that we could take that, so. We got 40,000 there, we can come up with this other money, even if we have to take it out of something else.
Well, we can find the software, take it out of general fund, but like,
That's right, when that comes up, we take general fund or.
I think we budgeted for it 2 years and haven't used it
Yeah,
ever.
we have several years, that's just a number they keep throwing at us, just to pile us money up, what it is.
and would that software stuff fall
Well,
under
the
that
first,
ARPA?
let me just back up, cause I'll take offense to that, that is not what went on. You're the one who pushed for the software that we went with, do you remember that?
Yeah,
It was no good.
What the sell
And
to
we
me
wasted time
was,
and we wasted county money on it.
the sell was that we were gonna be able to do our own POs and all this stuff, was the sell on that deal, was it not?
To you, I guess, to me, I didn't want that software, I didn't want it to begin with.
Y'all were the ones recommended it to us.
Well, in the beginning, what they showed us and what they
Was not
sold
what it
us,
was.
And I think
Was
the
not
company
what
bought it
we-
out, I don't think it's the same company
it
anymore, so.
was, yeah, it totally changed.
Mhm.
It
I think we can
wasn't-
sit there and blame
There's
everybody.
no
but
sense.
The company's the one to blame.
There's no sense in sitting in here bashing other people in court and just take your business.
That's what we were doing.
That software program not falling into the ARPA funds?
Say, why not? We've done
I
it
guess it
before.
could,
Yeah.
I guess it could.
It's unforeseen right now, we don't have it coming
But it'll
up, we
just,
know it.
I gotta think about this, it'll have to be budgeted every year, so I don't think so. It has to be like a one-time thing, so it probably wouldn't cover the software. It would probably cover y'all's repairs at the gym, but it probably wouldn't cover something we'll have every year.
Okay.
We'll figure it out, I mean, it's not a big
No, you
deal.
don't, that's
We'll
what
figure
they
it
told
out.
us, you don't wanna put it on something that's gonna be a reoccurring, pretty much with everything else.
Budgeted item.
Yeah, we're redoing that.
restroom break?
Go ahead. Take a break.
No, no, we're doing that.
Say it's gonna check. Is this one that we approved, don't have no signature? That was the only one over there. I appreciate you getting it, thank you, everybody, but it's just, you're gonna make sure that was. I'll figure this out.
Patrol sergeant would be 46,675. Full-time deputies would be 134,000.
Oh, no, actually, he's spent.
You know, so then I'm gonna try like that.
That's leaving, I've got 5,000 part-time deputies. I ain't gonna want that big.
Yeah, there's 5,000.
Okay. Overtime chief deputy, $3,456. Overtime full-time deputies, $9,108. Overtime patrol sergeant, $3,548. Holiday time chief deputy, $4,887. Holiday time full-time deputies, $16,049.
Did you say 16,000?
$16,049. 16049.
I put 1,600, that might make a
Ooh,
big
that's
difference.
big.
Somebody's gonna be unhappy.
Okay, holiday time patrol sergeant, $5,563.
Okay.
Sorry, Brenda, I just.
I wasn't trying to, I was just trying to show them the reality.
I think that should be brought up, because that would fix everything.
Well, yeah, cause only one of them spent over 10,000, most of them was fucked up. Now, some
They
of that's
got
gone in
22,000.
TIF grant though.
Huh?
Some of that money went to TIF grant though.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, FACA, is that, we did that, $24,844.
I think I'm gonna go to the restroom too.
TCDRS is $24,036.
You can pause it if you want to.
I'm gonna leave it going, I can cut it out later.
26,726.
Hello, sorry. Yes. Commissioner's Court, but what's going on, Mike?
Jailers, jailer dispatchers. Okay, so. Now, are you ready?
My brain's not working. Okay.
Okay, jail administrator, $33,678. Jail cook, $22,896. Joe Sergeant, $32,695. Dispatch Sergeant, same thing. Okay, full-time dispatcher, jailers, $284,228. Overtime, Joe, no overtime.
No?
No salaries in jail part-time. Overtime
Jail administrator.
is $1,420. Full-time jailer dispatcher, $53,289. Overtime jail sergeant, $5,517. Overtime dispatch sergeant, same thing, same number. Holiday time jail admin, $2,040. Holiday time jailer dispatchers, $22,954. Holiday time jail sergeant, $1,980.
I got two 2155 so far this year.
Yeah, I see that.
So that was not right. But anyway, we're in the hole.
Well, that's based in, I think what's happened there while they're over there is because they were 12-hour shifts and now they changed to 9-hour shifts.
Okay.
So that's why the number's different there.
Well, I mean, but
Y'all aren't working 12-hour shifts anymore, right? So that's why.
but it's at 2155, so you don't think it will be?
No,
So it's gonna- okay,
it
so
won't be
it's
because
never-
they're only doing 9-hour shifts.
Okay,
So it'd be $1,980 on
okay,
jail sergeant and dispatch sergeant.
the same number,
Yeah.
okay. Fine, good.
If I could change it to $38,779.
So when I quoted at 129, that wasn't with the sheriff's office in there, that was just the regular.
Yeah, that's right, crap.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna hear from Yeah.
That's.
CCRs. Cause this is right here.
Well, we haven't even put in the
No, we're in the.
multi-county or nothing. Group term life, $3,802. Retirement, $41,720.
Okay,
Medical insurance, $129,024.
let's see where we're at, we may not wanna do anything yet. So we're at 20,000.
Potentially. Ready?
Okay,
$17,030. Is $2,560.
565, okay,
Return life, $252.
252,
Retirement, $2,760.
okay.
That's it for that one. Senior citizens.
Okay, that sounds not right. Well, it just said 20, now it says 32. I swear that it did change.
Okay,
Alright, I don't know where it came from.
you ready for senior citizens?
Okay,
Coordinator, $25,182.
okay,
And,
full-time salary,
35,504. FICA, $4,709. Do you have the longevity numbers in there? I haven't been giving you those.
I think I do have them in there, we probably should double check them, I got
Okay.
900 on her.
That's what I heard
Okay,
too.
two figures.
This address is $462.
Okay,
Retirement's $5,069.
okay. This goes back in, I don't know. So we're at 29, but we better double check those, just in case.
Or to the precinct, no.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Ready to do those?
Yeah, I guess so. Do we have to give them?
Okay, commissioner is $39,286.
Okay. Longevity, 3150?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds real.
It's $39,700. 39,071. Okay. And it's 32,781. Part-time overtime.
How much?
To $23,751.
Okay.
I mean, that's one right there, they might change, cause they, this one is $6,700. Longevity, 3150.
Oh,
Three,
right.
3,100, okay.
You on duty today?
10,610.
Well, why do you want a paycheck then?
GCRS.
I'm not asking for a raise.
$1,040.
You're gonna get one.
Still gotta
We
pay
we
bills.
can't cut the raises
Still gotta
out.
pay bills somehow.
Retirement.
If that camper Tanya bought pays for herself,
What?
that camper Tanya bought, you think it pays for herself?
She's gonna make some money, not you.
That you bought the camper.
Who gets to pull it?
Oh, she cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She better watch out, cause she might leave your buddy home to go somewhere.
You think she's gonna leave Sylvester and her mom and Terry?
So we're not doing this, we're just saying,
No. She said that I can go ahead and go. Just take the payment
we'll
with
figure
me.
it out
but-
later when.
Moving at your house on wheels.
That's right. That was our plan, but since 1 and 3 took care of Mama Luke for all them years, I put the hours on them. And now they're just homebodies now. They don't church on Sunday. That's it.
They don't go nowhere?
So Tom got them into that delivery grocery deal, you know, and so they don't really go anywhere.
A lot of it's
A half hour.
Salary road woman. Okay, so what's the one before the salary?
Foreman is
Part-time.
Part-time overtime, $23,761.
Okay.
Longevity, 3,900.
Yeah.
Tobacco, $10,662.
Go get it.
$1,046. Retirement, $11,476. Medical insurance, $32,248. Precinct 4. $39,286.
Just a minute. That's all I need.
Cause you can quit so fast.
Yeah.
Longevity, 0.
Have a little time.
Or yeah, precinct 4.
Yeah, I don't know why I was looking. Okay, salary foreman.
$39,071. Again, $32,781. Part-time overtime, $23,751.
You look about it.
Back to $10,369. Group 29, $1,016. Retirement, $11,156. And then insurance, $32,248.
Is that all of them? Well, oh, yeah, I guess.
She'll answer that question.
You.
The difference of your office and is what y'all do in district clerk and district attorney.
Oh, God. District. We do a lot of different stuff, they all do awkward stuff. Like, you know, family divorces or for all of your something, we do civil, we do civil, for lesser cases, plus we do all of your stuff. We do treasurers, we do all of your stuff.
All the deeds.
All the deeds, tracks, probate court.
Yeah.
We do a lot, we have a lot more. And commissioners, she just does like, she does like felonies. If I was. I have to watch those divorces. Because you're part of the district, that's civil court, district. She's gonna get numbers, I'm gonna take a break and I'll let you count like, no, it's a district.
Lost you.
By yourself? By yourself?
No, actually, so it's long. It's okay.
Yes.
Those files are in there. So she sends out this jury statements and all that, those cases.
You all get it figured out?
Not really.
But no more than dead.
We still waiting?
Hey Tanner, you put them guns on there, let me know.
Yeah, they're neat looking guns, but, I think two of them, judging by the serial number, they're really old.
You know? Back when they made them good.
And, my brother-in-law, he's in the military, and I was telling him about them, and he's like, you know, the lower the number, the older and rarer they are.
Probably not a better time to sell them right now.
Everything's up.
Yeah. Get close to the election too.
In fact, sheriff carries one of them in his truck. It's the old, M16 look.
That's for a year. Ours was that.
Got He'll tell you.
Yeah, he doesn't, well, yeah, yeah, cause it won't matter, yeah, cause just like those ones, it doesn't matter. We'll just do a better judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I got one right now.
Okay, so that's
I'm
what
making them adjust it.
okay, that's what I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm not
sure.
gonna worry about that.
Okay.
It's not gonna be that much.
You getting there, Gina?
We're close.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Get this done by lunchtime today.
Yeah, very little, but very positive, besides still. Probably fixing to, it's probably fixing to go in 8-year code with these two.
And that's giving everybody a 5% raise.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Next time IT guys come, we'll just have Pat do it with them,
I noticed nobody stood up and said, no, Pat, you're not hard to live.
I'm agreeing with
Thank y'all.
What's the Fisher County think tank?
That's that deal for if got any drug problems or whatever, you remember we approved that,
That
Dr.
did.
Kelly's sort of working on that,
Yeah, I
Like
thought-
celebrate recovery and all that?
I thought we were.
rehab or whatever, or give them some more.
Well, weren't they gonna talk to Michael about using the pretrial diversion fund to fund that?
I think we did discuss that, that might free up some more money right there.
I don't know, I mean, it's up to his discretion, but I thought that was discussed.
That was discussed, we think, did we not agree to that, or?
Well, he has to agree to it, cause that's under his discretion, but I do think that was brought up, he wasn't at that meeting, but I think it was brought up.
Okay.
And I don't know if it just slipped through the cracks or what. Sorry.
Think tank.
Yeah, it's just funny, it's called think tank. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that one.
We need a think tank for, I can put them in there and they can think about
Is
it.
it Gil play that, I think?
I think they're trying to rehabilitate.
Trying to keep them from going in there.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point.
It's 42.
Well, there's a election service contract, I think she split it up is what she did.
She does archives, graduation, and election.
But I told her not to
This is
worry
what
about,
we're not doing.
it doesn't, don't worry about raising
It's
the
just
like
those-
she said that.
This is, but this one's screwed, is that, this one, this is where Tiffany was paid.
See, it's on here, no, it shows. See how it's split up? I know, they split them in. I think it's because we moved it, I think we're supposed to move it to another department, remember?
I mean, that's what we said.
Well, I'll just
See
put
you later,
it in.
yeah.
So it'd be 30,513. Factor in 34. 2334. Okay. Printer note, $229.
Wanted to make it whole.
Return
No.
$2,511.
We should come home today, though.
Insurance,
We're gonna get hungry.
$10,780.
Send me a Snapchat, this one, the picture of what, everything like an Airbnb up there. I ain't seen it. Show us one, it has a swimming pool, and barbecue pit, chairs all around, and stuff in the backyard.
District Attorney Secretary, $6,369. Assistant,
Now, he changed,
yeah,
he swapped because he can't find an assistant DA, so he's just got investigator.
this is what I did there on the chart. So we need to put this here. Sorry, I did that because I just. Okay, assistant DA, $7,982. Assistant DA secretary,
Yeah, we got those.
6369. Okay.
Yeah, I just need to find her.
Okay, $5,389. $3,389. Purchase knife, $332. Retirement, $3,640. Medical insurance, $9,000. Okay. Then,
Just as work. So these may not be, I'll put it in, these may not be what it does, because it's a different time.
Retirement, $2,160.
Picking back.
I just like that insurance.
Yeah.
Okay, travel. That's it. That's it.
Okay. So we are at 35,178 in the hole. So y'all wanna cut somebody else's budgets? Help with that 35,000?
What about your part-time? I know the part-time, y'all didn't use all of it, because I know some of it went to TIF grant.
Yeah, I haven't had a hand, and I've got some extra, but, I got this chip mill road that was on that grant that when it was in Gordon Pittman's precinct, that never got done, and the grant didn't get done. So now I'm getting phone calls every week from National Gypsum that just tearing up their trucks, so we're gonna have to hire some kind of CDL driver to haul asphalt for that whole road. I don't know how we're gonna get it done, but I don't mind taking some of my part-time out to make it work. We'd have to, if we can use some of that ARPA fund or something to fix that chipmunk road, do something like that. We gotta have to do something about that road going to Natural Gypsum, one of the biggest taxpayers in Fisher County. They can't get in and out by turning up the trucks, but It's been run down for years
So
and
we're
years.
short 35,178 on the budget.
That's taking out the software too.
Got my software. And jeans.
Really? You got two hands, could you cut out one of
I
them?
actually don't have any jeans right now because,
But you got budgeted two hands.
no,
couldn't
I'm
you
not
cut
setting my
that one?
budget. And my budget's not decided by you, it's decided by the
I'm just
district.
asking you to volunteer, I ain't saying I'm gonna do it, right?
No, I'm not doing it.
If it comes to it, I'll, whatever we gotta do, that's what it comes to, if y'all wanna divide that by 4 out of our part-times, that's what we gotta do, that's what we'll do, whatever we have to do. We'll just figure it out, or we'll make the road suffer, yes, we gotta have a job. People need raises, I'll do what I have to do. Y'all wanna all agree to that, or y'all wanna cut something out, something else? Why can't we, so we can't use that dozer to sell it, we agreed to do that, but make the same work.
What, Gordon's dozer or all y'all's
It's
dozer?
all of our dozer, they Gordon's, we all
Well,
got
I'm just
Gordon's.
asking for clarification for everybody else that doesn't know what you're talking
We've
about.
already agreed to sell it a year ago on Purple Wave, but it never got done.
Well, I don't know why it's not done. I'm not the one who puts it up for sale. It's you guys if it's your equipment.
No, Stacy's still working here at the time, I said it to y'all, if y'all wanted the Purple Wave stuff and all.
We don't put that stuff on there, Preston. You know that. Don't start with this. Be professional.
What you say, 35 what?
35,178.
I'll hold it to Dexter's yard, I'm
Go get the dozer,
I'll take it to Dexter's yard.
we'll get the hours and pictures off them.
So, but we are gonna sell this. It's not gonna, you gotta still put it in the budget and that's gonna take however the process is. I'm just telling you, you got to budget.
2 or 3 months.
Yes, so you can't really budget. I mean, that money will go back into the general fund, of course, yes, but you gotta budget it somewhere.
Ms. Malden,
Yes.
I'm trying to keep up. With the 35,000 that's short now, what is included in that? Are the,
It's included all raises for everybody
and
across the board,
that
5%.
5% across the board?
Yes, sir.
Does that also include an increase for the elected officials as well?
Yes.
Is that 5% straight
Yes.
across the board? So
Straight across the
5%
board. Everybody.
top down? Okay.
Everybody.
Well, what is that total? Just all by itself alone?
Do you know, Gina? Was it one?
I don't have, I looked that page in there.
It's okay.
It's 129,000, which y'all said
It's-
we'll
it's-
go with it.
It's
Well, it's a
more
little
than
bit
that.
different because we didn't have all of it in there.
So it's more or less.
It's more than we said it
Yeah,
was.
it's more, cause I didn't have multiple
You gotta do
demons in
FICA,
there.
you gotta do retirement, you gotta add, it's just not a simple number you plug in, we have to go through each one of them. It's a process.
You gonna get that number for us, or?
I was gonna say, you don't need to.
Becky, I don't know how 5% works. Is that 5% off your annual pay, or is that 5% off our hourly pay?
Well, it's the same.
It's the same thing.
Same
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
So what would it, would go to 4%, would that get us to 30-something thousand, or go to 4.5, or whatever, get us what, exactly how much we knocked off 30-something thousand off
I
that?
don't think we, I gotta take out, cause I've got Pat's number in there for the archive preservation, which doesn't need to be in here. And it shows 142,000.
So whatever we have to do to make this work, we'll cut down to 4% raises, I don't like it, but that's what it takes to make it work, so we'll do 4.5% on raises, whatever we have to do to make this work, let's get it done.
You gotta make it just like some thing real quick, I'll be right back.
Well, what's your thoughts on that? 4% versus the 5%, or the 3%, whatever he's.
What is what?
your thoughts on taking a 4% raise instead of?
I don't think we need to cut anybody's raises.
Well, I don't either, if we got to 30-something thousand, we gotta cut it somewhere and figure out how we're gonna come up with it.
5% of nothing ain't a whole lot anyway. I mean, it ain't like we all make, save 80,000 a year.
Really, they need 6% if you're gonna get right down to it, it's what our neighboring counties are giving, they're 6%, but
Yeah.
we still gotta figure out where we're gonna get the money. Y'all got any ideas? What'd you say, Dexter, 20-something thousand we can save in interest altogether, if we just go?
That's over the next few years.
I think that's already factored in.
Yeah, that's none here, that won't help us none this year.
It may be time to go to the unit system and get rid of, since we ain't got no employees anyway, we wouldn't have to let nobody go.
Have you done the math, how much it's gonna save?
I'm down one, and then I think Kevin's down one. Then you can sell some more equipment that you wouldn't need, just go to 6 full-time hands, so.
Yeah, it'd save more money, we cut it, our pay down to what, $500 a month or whatever, that would probably save us some more money too, wouldn't it? Y'all good with that?
It would be good if we was getting all that money you're getting, you know, we don't get them oil checks like you do.
That's the way life works sometimes.
The way you gonna be doing if you're in the unit system. That's 95% of your work, taking care of your road. Go to the unit system, but I don't see why commissioners need to make the kind of money they're making now. It doesn't have to be just a.
It's good pay cut.
Well, how we can justify our pay for just coming up here and voting once in a while.
That's what you're doing now,
How you figure that?
same thing. I'm just looking for ways, I just told you that'd be a way to cut, because you get rid of some more equipment.
What kind of salary decrease you wanna take if we do that?
I didn't say nothing about cutting salary.
Well, how they gonna save us money then?
I guess it would, I guess it wouldn't save money, you know, have all this new equipment and only pay 6 guys, you wouldn't be saving nothing, would you?
Sounds to me like a lot of government work. It'd be 4 people standing around getting a check for watching 6 people
They
work.
was hunting somebody with 55,000, they were also somebody to come be the foreman over the road off over the whole county.
How many employees do you have now, road hands, total?
I got 2, what I have, Kevin's got 1, I don't know what they got.
I've got one.
I got 2 part-time, off and on. And I think Jordan and me kinda share that one on the truck, back and forth, fell over there, truck driver.
We're gonna have to have, if we gotta find asphalt, we're gonna have to do something at Jit Mill Road, I don't know if y'all.
Precinct 3 got $47,400 worth of pipeline income this year.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna fix the road with too, the windmill road, the windmills didn't fix.
First of September, when they give us asphalt.
They ain't far away, so we just all pitch in all of our asphalt and go do that Jit Mill Road. What y'all think about that, or
Sounds
all
like a
everybody?
good idea to me. That's a
All
big
of us
tax
use
credit.
our, each all our hands and trucks, we can get it done, and it wouldn't take long.
If that was on that grant, there's probably still some money left in that grant.
You applied for it, I seen it on the grant.
At least
It was
money's
324 Highway 70 all the way to the Junior, what you put on there.
And just the money's still there, because it ain't been done. Could be some money there for it.
Yeah, there is money in the TIP grant, you do have money in the grant.
Well, why don't we do that road off of that then, get it done? They're having huge problems out there. I went out there and put some of that white cleats on that corner down there.
Are we gonna talk budget, or are we gonna talk road stuff?
So you ready?
Well, I'm waiting on Gina, but there's no sense in talking stuff that
We
we're not
can,
gonna.
we're just sitting here, why can't we talk about it? This is part of the budget if we're talking about a road. That's part of the budget, we're trying to figure it out. Anyway, I put 4 loads of that on there, that white stuff, and, it got beat out. Well, first week it beat out, you know, it don't have no moisture in it, not much traffic, and we don't have a packer and all that, you know. But, we work together, we can make that work. Help, like what Kevin said, it's one of the biggest taxpayers. No, I could talk, my friend. It's a road, we're talking about budget, we're trying to figure out how to do it, that's part of the budget, eh? That's right. up, ain't it? Your kids go to school where Snyder County?
Yeah, right now they are. Hopefully by next year, they'll be road to road.
Yeah, my son got a job teaching over at Snyder, and he's gonna be the basketball coach and, or the JV basketball coach, like assistant coach, and then English teacher over there,
Okay.
high school. He was proud to get that job. I was proud for him to get that job. Got out of college, you know, so did a good job teaching. Get a few months off in the summer.
Yeah, they're big time rival with Sweetwater.
Yeah. For a while, you couldn't hardly see no houses for sale, but now they're starting to pop up in Sweetwater, a lot of different places. I think the market's starting to slow down a little bit now.
Yeah, but the prices aren't going.
They ain't gone down yet.
Trying to adjust to Lubbock, Dallas, that's prices, or looking at their tax statement.
Well, I didn't know that Ron Carey was out in Smith's.
I may be out of whack on this deal here, but I'm seeing on the yearly services expense back over on page 26. Down here, 618, it says support for IT systems. We ought to be getting things leveled out a little bit, as much as we've been out on that deal. In 21, it was 38,400.
$10,000.
38,400, and then actual expense, that'd be 28,800. We budgeted for 38,400 again, that's close to 10 grand, that's a,
Yeah, that's a sure help right there.
thank you.
That would get us closer for sure.
Gina's figuring 4% now.
Just see if that would get us where we need to be, you know, I don't know, or 4.5, whatever it takes just to make this thing work, you know, I don't like going down on that. But if we make it work, we'll do what we gotta do to make this thing work.
No, it's not to go to the gun.
Go call him, go there, remind him that, make sure he's gonna get started. He gave me a bid, he said if I'd let him know, he'd get right on it. I'm hoping he'd do it this week. I forgot, I got all stirred up here, so I forgot to call him.
What big equipment there?
Plodding,
Plodding?
plodding, yeah. Just wanna make sure you know that. No, really, I'm working. Well, I can keep track of working.
What'd you find? How much we got left for the check? I guess that one was on. That's showing all the medical exams and all that. They did it different. It was reimbursing all, I think it's reimbursing insurance and payroll and everything else, but I think it's going in the real general fund that way. So it actually took money away from us to do the work.
Chip grant, that's what we're gonna say, we don't know that chip grant. Cause they ain't tired, it's either in the grant, it's going tired, you know. That's still floating around. One estimate, and got another in the wash. That may be about Friday, I don't know, but I'm still shopping. What was the total on that, the one for that catfish?
Roughly 5,100.
51,
Yes.
Okay.
Preston said about you found something in my feed somewhere. We got 2 more months, you have to remember. To pay bills. I don't think we're gonna have to. Are you talking about the support?
If we took that out of case support out there, we'll have to.
Oh, I don't really. I know, but that versus that, our department and Sam, she gave us that number. And so we're looking at that number and then we're short.
We take it out of general fund.
I'd rather take it out of somewhere else besides IT. I'm just
Well,
saying.
that's something we don't have to have, we don't know if we're gonna have to have it, these other things are already budgeted in, we know we
We
have to
have to
have it.
have IT. There might be somewhere else besides there. I just hate to take it out of IT because that's the number Sam gave us.
But he usually said he was, what, 25% over on most of his stuff, what he's budgeted for, so.
We're getting coming in under budget on everything.
So we're just getting a little closer to what actual budget is. Everybody trying to give a little bit back, yeah.
I'm not saying they're not, I just hate to take it out of IT is all I'm saying, because I'd rather take it out of non-departmental or something. Well, Gina, bring those numbers back in here and then we'll see where we're at. We have to go by this thing, take out since he gave us that number. Wait on Gina. She's gonna give us some numbers and then we'll. Okay. That's your revenue, that's what came in from the TIF grant. And that's your proposed budget, cause that's what you got left over for this year, so it's your in and out, so it'll be even, but it won't be part of the budget. It's yours, yeah, that would be yours right there. Cause that was what you got in from it, and that's what you spent. You got this actually, but you've already spent, and this is your balance. Yeah, right here, it's 53,727.65, that's you. Yeah, that's what you got. That's your money. You can, we now look at the next one, we'll do a budget on that. We will do budget entries, what it is, we'll just our same, and that was, we reduce that part one. Did you change the number? Can you start doing this? Yeah. I'm gonna press one. Okay. It's salary overtime part-time, is that what it is?
Yes.
Here's your 5K. Children, so you have
Retirement to $2,600. Income change to the same. Number three, precinct three.
Brains, okay, yeah.
17,000. Okay, that's $2,151. And that's $195 for working out.
Every one, might do, you probably knock 1,000 off of it, so. Back that disaster, you got extra 4,000 or 5,000, I think we can just knock out a few out of every one of these IT things. We can make this thing work right now and be done with it. Several different items like
We've
that.
still got
you're
2
saying.
months in the budget, and I haven't paid this month's bills, just for
On
information.
backup and disaster, you have to pay a monthly bill?
On Sam Goldsmith, whatever he sends me, I haven't paid the bill for this month yet. I'm just letting you know that there's still some that will come out of that, so you can't use
Do
all
you
of
have
it.
the amount?
No, not off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay, but we have several different line items. We got a backup disaster, we have, support for IT. We can get a few thousand out of each one of them things that, we can make this thing work and get it going.
So we're at 3582.
Still. Positive.
Negative. We could knock this down to 1,500. Okay, so on the phone that Sam talked about yesterday, reducing that would be $10,000.
That would get us there, wouldn't it?
That would get us there.
Let's do it.
What was that on?
Remember when Sam talked about yesterday, saving the cost of the phone lines, get them changed for AT&T, that'll knock our phone system down about $10,000. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the fax lines.
Y'all approved it.
And y'all approved it, so that would knock it
Well,
down.
let's get this thing done.
Yeah, that's good, thank you, Gina.
That's still 5%.
5%. That's not deducting anything from our part-time.
No, she already deducted it from the part-time.
How much you gonna take out of
That
part-time?
changes your part-time to 17,000
From 20,000?
from the 22,620.
So we're knocking off 5,000? So if we did that phone stuff, wouldn't that get us back up to about 18,000 or so?
Let's see, we were 35,000 before
We don't
we
need to
did
cut
part
us
time.
anymore than we have to, because some of us got
Right,
extra road.
if we take the 10, let's just say what we've got right now, so we'll be on the same page. If we take the 10,000 from the phone savings, we're short 3,500 right now, and we add the 10,000, so we'll be to the positive. Do you wanna take, cause I think if she takes out y'all's, we're still gonna be short.
What do y'all want to take out of part-time?
We
Sure.
We're just trying to get to the number of.
Yeah, we just amended it from, on the part-time overtime money to $17,000,
From 22,000,
from 22,620.
knock off 5,000 apiece, 20,000 off the commissioner. Why can't we take off that, phone deal, then this IT service, instead of doing that 20,000 from the commissioners, and get this thing done without having to cut somebody? We're not cutting y'all, we're not cutting anybody else. We have the money in here to do it.
This got, Angie's bill in there for travel and the part-time help for King.
No, all it has, the only thing we added was the 5% across the board.
That was it.
That was it.
That was cutting out everything else.
That's cutting out everything else.
Well, let's cut the IT out and do that phone service deal, that, a couple of things we talked about, and that would get us, even if we had to get it back up to 20,000 instead of 22,000, we can take a little bit of cut, but we don't need to cut 5,000 of our part-time on that.
Okay, so, do you have those numbers?
Or really, I'd rather not, if we can do it without cutting the commissioners, I'd rather not need to cut us, our part-time help. We got a lot we gotta get done. It's getting worse every day at the oil field, windmills, and
The rain.
all this stuff, you know, we're gonna get in the bind.
Okay, so you wanna put it back to the 22,620?
If we can get it out, it's like there's enough to get the IT, we take it out of the IT.
Well, what, we're only, okay, so we're only got 10,000 on the phone, and we were short 35 before we plugged in y'all's cuts. So, if we put it back to 35, we take 10, you're gonna be down to 25,000.
Okay, you got support, IT support, we get about 10 out of that,
So that's only 20,000, so you're still short.
for how much more you want?
35, 25, 10.
15,000 what you want, all right, we can do that right here. Backup disaster, we could probably take 5,000 out of it. So you need another 10,000?
Okay, so you wanna take, let me get to the IT. 126. You're gonna take 10,000 out of the support for systems.
Yeah, support for IT systems, take 10,000 off that, get it back down to 28.
Okay, so we've already spent 28,800 this year, and you want me to go lower than what we spent this year?
Well, you can do the same, 28.8, or you make 29,
I've
wait
got
till
2
higher.
more months of this budget.
We'll go to 30,000 with it, that gives you 8,400. Go up there to backup disaster, take out 5,000 out of that. Go to, law enforcement security software, it said we went over on that too, it said it was only 9,700 last year, and we got 14,600 budgeted. You could take it, make 5 out of that even.
What was, okay, you said backup disaster, and you said IT support, and what else did you say?
Okay, let me go back through here. LEC security software, you take 5 there.
Commissioner Martin,
Yeah,
just to point out, with cybersecurity for the sheriff's department, a cybersecurity breakdown was exactly what got y'all in a position to start doing business with Sam in the first place.
but we're not cutting the security out, this is over budgeted money. We're not trying to cut nothing out.
I just wanted to throw that out there
Well, we'll
for a
see
point
when the end
of
of the year comes where we're at.
consideration.
And we don't wanna cut none of it out, we don't plan on cutting any out, if we run short, we'll cover it. We're just trying to make a budget work here, or this stuff is over budgeted. But thank you for your input, Jeff. Internet service provider, you had 12.5 last year, you got 18.6 for next year.
That's Sam's budget that Sam gives us for the IT. He gives us this budget. We haven't spent it all yet. Yeah, we may be over, but we don't know until the end of the year. Like I said, I haven't paid the bill that I just got in this week, and then we'll have 2 more, and they're about 8,000 apiece, so.
Like I said, he says he over budgeted about 25%, so I think he'll come in under most of the stuff that we're up on the budget for. We're just trying to get some cushion, but there ain't gonna be no room for no cushion this year. The problem, we're trying to get it exact.
So you're asking me to take out all the internet service provider, the money?
Yep. Like the one I was on LAC security software, and then go down to. Internet service provider.
Well, right now on the IT service, we're over on the copies and printers by $1,000, well, that's already short, so that really needs to go up. And we're probably gonna get a couple more bills, so it's gonna be even shorter than that,
So we need all them printers.
and we'll just write it on the ground. I cut out some in the IT support and the internet service provider, and you're at $14,000 net.
You want 14,000 more than
No,
that?
we're positive 14 right now.
With putting our 22,000 back in.
No, I haven't put it back in yet. We just took it out. It'll take us a while to put it back in. So I'd rather go ahead and find your other before we do that, and then see what I.
Yeah, cause you're gonna need 20 to put it back in. You're gonna be
Yeah,
over
20.
20 to put it back in. So that's what she's saying,
You
find
said
your 20, find your 20 and then they.
Yeah, they'll put it back in.
Yeah, then put it back in.
You're saying 8,000 still need to come up with?
No, we're at 14 plus, but if we put your road
That'd be
ends back,
6,000, that'd be 6,000.
what it was,
Oh,
we were
shit,
short
22.
we were short 35,000, so we came up with part of that, almost all that, when we took yours, but now we're at 14, but if we put yours back in, then we're gonna be short again,
$6,000, all we need to come up with.
so.
It'd be $1,500 from our part-time.
Well, that'd make it 20,000,
Still be 20,000.
or just get a little over 20,000, 20,500.
What if you just took 2,000, I know, I'm not in this. What if you just took 2,000 a piece off your part-time?
Oh, they said you write it up, it'd be like $1,500 or
Yeah.
We'll make that work. Let's put 20,000 for each commissioner. Y'all good with that, commissioner? Cut our part-time to 20,000 for 22, make this work. Y'all, everybody agree with that? Commissioner's gonna deduct 2,000 piece out of their part-time to make this thing work, get this done. Y'all happy with that? Y'all, Tanner, y'all good with that? You get to make this thing go? Let's do it.
So, you wanna,
Okay, I'm gonna have to go run the numbers again because $2,000,
It's
even
gonna
though it's a
change the
small
five.
minute number, it changes 5 times.
it changes everything,
Yeah.
FICA, retirement, all, it changes it all.
Yeah.
Well, we can,
So I have to go back to.
we're at a positive 14,000 right now, so.
We're gonna move it, or back to 20,000
Back to 20,000.
on every commissioner. At 22, we're going down from 22 to 20 on our part-time. That should cover it, where we keep everything open and everybody can get a 5% raise.
So do I take it back to the 22,620? Or just 22?
20, we're gonna go to
20
20,000.
even.
We're gonna deduct 2,000 per commissioner off
Okay.
of our part-time help.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and add the 20,000.
I'll run that
We're at.
You bet.
So while this works out, we should be done.
So just so I'm clear, if this works out with Gina and you guys deduct 2,000 from your part-time and we go back to our previous numbers from last year and the sheriff's office doesn't get a new truck, is that correct?
No, y'all still get that.
Should still be in there.
So we'll buy it out of ARPA fund, general fund or something, y'all gonna get it in the truck.
I don't think it's budgeted, is that what you're asking, if it's budgeted?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
We usually buy it out of the general.
Okay.
We'll get it some other way.
I just need to get it cleared to tell the sheriff tomorrow because
Yeah, let me look our quick and I'll
I shared some horror stories about Stonewall County, some pickups they bought, sheriff's department that had some kind of little turbocharged four-cylinder, full-size pickup.
why would they buy that?
Be good on fuel.
Yeah,
They didn't last nothing, no time. Like, they couldn't
We've
handle
got budgeted 54 in there.
okay.
Having trouble with all of them, all of the V8s are eating the lifters on them, every one of them. I bet you anything that's what's wrong with the one y'all got over there. Said the motor's tore apart on.
And
It's
so,
happened to some of them, I've heard of some of them with less than 100 miles on them.
Yeah, just threw me on myself there.
I can't picture put a four-cylinder in a half-ton pickup, even if it is turbocharged, you know? That just blew my mind. I checked in on the electric pickup.
Who's gonna pay that bill to charge it up?
It's free, don't you know? You
Yeah.
haven't been watching CNN? Just plug it into the wind tires.
start running extension cords.
No, nearly all of that energy comes from either coal or natural gas or something like that.
What keeps throwing me out?
Called that man a tree and they said they'd be here next week to start on getting rid of that tree. We can get the roof done, so.
I didn't know there's any trees that big around in Fisher
Yeah,
County.
it is, that's a big old stump, boy. It's sort of, the canopy sort of covers it up, you don't see it unless you get right up on that thing.
I guess I'm just used to seeing mesquite trees.
We had a mesquite tree fall down on the post office garage parking area years ago in Southwestern. It was a trunk, I had to go around it 3 times to try to get it cut down.
Yeah.
It looked big on mesquite.
We had one over there in Rotan, real close to where a well is that we got that's only like 20-something feet to make 500 gallons a minute. That was the darndest mesquite tree I ever seen. That thing was huge.
I guess so, they need to put that back on agenda for next month, that truck, and we just say we prove it out of ARPA funds or something? How we need to handle that, you think, or?
It's budgeted.
It is budgeted already, the truck is?
54,000's budgeted.
That's in this budget right here.
Yes,
Next year's
that's in
budget.
this budget, this next budget.
Yeah.
We could've made this work then without all this. We
Take that
could've
out and bought it out.
did all this for nothing. We could've took that out and bought it with ARPA funds.
No, we approved that.
Yeah, could've get this in the head a long time ago.
We went back down to what the budget was last year, so it's 54,881 is in
We
there.
paid that, a lot of that out of the general fund, though.
Yeah, we could go back and redo that. We could put our part-time back at 22.
Let's not start that.
Come on, Pat, if it's your 2,000, I bet you would put it back in there. Hey, we changed it, Gina. We're going back to 22. We found
If I had anything to cut, I would gladly cut it. I have nothing more out.
He has his own personal.
You're testing the Jesus in me.
We could have settled this a long time ago. We had that truck budget into his budget, $54,000. We could put that on an ARPA deal and we wouldn't even have to be doing all this. We wouldn't be cutting our own budget.
Well, they need one now, anyway. You wait till budget time, you gotta wait till October for more. Or you
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's several months before they can.
Did you check on that trash?
Retirement, $11,106.
It long me out. Okay.
Okay, 20,000 on that, part-time job. And Becca, 2,083.00. Group turn off, $988. Talent, 10,847.
Let's put one month. Good country club.
2,000. $10,381.
Time she and her are going.
Sorry, we're right faster than first.
Becca,
So normally on Mondays, come in, sheriff is walking back on train. Bring it out right now, Sheriff.
Oh my goodness, hallelujah.
Just vote for
$16.74 to the positive.
Let's close it up. We need a motion or anything on this?
No, can't do it.
Please
Can't do
do
that, Judge, I
something.
don't think.
Can't make no motion, we're in workshop,
We're in workshop, that's right.
Yeah, we'll
So,
have to do it when we
not on
don't.
the agenda.
So when are we coming back to do this?
we've gotta come back
Monday, yeah.
probably Monday.
We gotta run because
run
we
the
have
ad.
to run it in the paper
We've gotta run it in the paper,
about the
raises.
raises, yes.
Uh-huh. And then we'll have to do the tax. Well, Monday, what we'll do is do this proposed, the tax rate proposed, and all that.
Are we doing it this next
This
month?
coming Monday.
So we'll come back on Monday and get this done, all right?
Right?
I got a question.
We won't be adopting it until
So
September.
that pickup,
It's
sheriff
budgeted.
pickup is in this
It's
budget.
budgeted, yes. This new, yes. I looked.
How long is it taking to get one? Shouldn't we be ordering it or something?
As soon as I get permission to order it, I can.
Let's
It's in the
get order.
budget, so.
Go ahead and order, I
The
think.
budget hasn't been approved, so. Well, I was wondering
Do you
if
have that, Kelly?
we got the ARPA fund, the pickup with that.
I was always under the influence that y'all have to come to a vote, an agreement for something that
It
big.
is,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got
you
to do
do
that.
have to have the
We gotta do it legally.
budget approved, that's right.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we're gonna do that other Monday, y'all can put it on the agenda for Monday.
What was your question, Dexter, on that?
Take a pick up out of the budget, then we can fix her up, her the part-time, and you her the thousand for traveling, and still have money there. Buy that pickup out with the ARCA.
Here's my calendar.
Ain't no cake bread. Already got
We're
trouble.
gonna have to redo all the figures, I think we better just stick where we're at.
But when I was at my conference, I did run into a bunch of vehicle vendors, so hopefully they can move a little bit faster than definitive.
Alright, so we don't need a motion adjourn or nothing in the budget
Well, we need to
workshop?
adjourn, we need to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? You want to adjourn?
So that's about any juice total? That, with the one, the line item?
What about it?
Change the use total?
That's where it goes, I said it wasn't in there,
Yeah, you're,
and, her part-time wasn't in there.
We didn't put you in this part, budget.
they didn't do anything except for the 5%.
That's what we did, 5%.
Yeah, 5%, everybody got 5%.
Everybody just got 5%.
Thank you, Kate, appreciate all y'all doing, trying to keep that thing going. Good work y'all are doing. Appreciate you, Tanner. You bet. We love y'all this time. Thank you very much for what you do.
Yes, I don't.
Good done, Jeff.
Thanks for coming, man.
That's just a calendar, that's a calendar.
So we're gonna have to do
Yeah.
that. So we're gonna have to.
Some of it's in there. Correct, what?